everyone, my name is Claire Hoover. I'm the Administrator of Undergraduate Recruitment and Retention for the College of Education and Human Development. And basically what that means is I work with prospective students and their families to see if our college and our university is the right fit for you. And I also help to support current students while they're here. So I work with our academic advisors and faculty just to make sure that you're supported all 4 years that you're here at BGSU. So basically, if you come to BG, you're probably going to see me at some point if you choose a major within our college. So today I'll be talking about the College of Education and Human Development. I just wanted to give you kind of a rundown of the agenda for the day. So talking about how the college fits in within the university, and then I've broken it down into belong, stand out, go far. And then I'm not going to go into every specific major. That's something I want you to reach out to me. If you have any specific questions, I can get you connected with our program coordinators and faculty within the program, and then I can answer a lot of those questions as well. And a lot of this information can also be found on our website, and I'll be talking about that at the end, so you can find all of that information. So first of all, you'll already probably notice that I am saying the full College of Education and Human Development every time, even though it is certainly a mouthful. So our college is obviously education majors, but there's also human development programs within our college that we don't want to leave out. So always say the full name, College of Education and Human Development, EDHD for short. So there's multiple programs within our college. So it's not just education, there's also that human development side, and we want to give them some love too. So just so you have an understanding of where College of Education and Human Development falls within our university, we have multiple colleges at BGSU. College of Arts and Sciences, that's our largest college on campus, about 80 plus majors. College of Business, the deciding student program, that houses all of our undecided students. So if you're not 100% sure on what major you want to go into and you want some additional support in that decision-making process, deciding student program is a really great place to start, and then you can declare your major when you're ready. We also have College of Education and Human Development, which is us. We are the second largest college on campus. And then there's our Firelands College that's located in Huron, Ohio. So it's not in Bowling Green, Ohio. It's a satellite campus, offers associate degree programs. You might take classes there online, or you might take classes there over the summer. Some students will do that, or you can earn an associate's degree there as well. We have the College of Health and Human Services, Musical Arts, and Technology, Architecture, and Applied Engineering. Within the College of Education and Human Development, we have 4 schools. That's School of Teaching and Learning, Family Consumer Sciences, Human Movement, Sport and Leisure Studies, and Counseling and Special Education. Our college, as I said, is the second largest college on campus. We have about 3,500 students within our college at any given time. And we bring in about 700 new students per year. With transfer students, that tends to be a little bit more. And then we also have students that start out at BG, a lot of times in deciding student program, who end up declaring a major within our college. So we actually grow throughout the years because we have more and more students who declare majors within our college. So just expect to be a part of a cohort of about 700 students, and that's with all of the programs within our college. Now, the School of Teaching and Learning, that houses our education programs, as you can imagine, so inclusive early childhood education, middle, adolescent, workforce education, and world language education. So middle childhood education is grades 4 through 9. Adolescence to young adult is grades 7 through 12. And then inclusive early childhood education is now going to be pre-K to 5th grade. Previously, it was 3rd grade. So if you notice that anywhere on our website or with information, just know that we just made that change for fall 2020, where this program you are licensed to teach all the way through 5th grade for special education and general education. We have the School of Family and Consumer Sciences that houses our apparel merchandising and product development, now changing to fashion merchandising and product development. There's Human Development and Family Studies and Interior Design. Human Development and Family Studies, I just like to bring to everybody's attention, especially if you're thinking education, is sometimes we'll have students who start out, they know they want to work with students, they want to work with either kids or young adults, and they know they want to help people. So they're really interested in that helping profession. And what they find out, because we do give you field experience every year, you might find out when you get in the classroom that maybe education isn't right for you. Maybe it's just not a good fit. It's not what you were expecting. Totally fine. We want to make sure you're figuring that out early on. That's why we have that early field experience. But then students will change their major to Human Development and Family Studies because it's a major that's very similar to a counseling or social work. Great preparation if you want to go into school counseling or mental health counseling. And a lot of those education courses that you took can in Human Development and Family Studies, so you're not going to be here for any extra time, and you can still get that helping profession and working with students just in a different capacity. We also have the School of Human Movement, Sport, and Leisure Study that houses exercise science, sport management, and tourism, hospitality, and event management. Physical education, health education is housed there based on that human movement piece, but it is part of our School of Teaching and Learning as well. And then last but not least, we have our School of Counseling and Special Education that houses our intervention specialist program. That's K-12, mild to moderate, and moderate to intensive. So you're licensed to work with any student with any need. If you go into inclusive early childhood education, you will have faculty from both of these schools because you get the intervention specialist licensure as well as that general licensure. So I want to first start with belong. So how we help you to belong on campus. It's a theme with our students. When I ask students, like, what made you choose BG? This was the reason I chose BG. When I came to campus, it felt like home. The community was very welcoming, and hopefully you'll get a chance to visit campus. I know you're watching this online. Hopefully you have a chance to visit campus and really get a feel for if BG is right for you. That's so important to do a campus visit. So I want to talk about what our college does to kind of help build that sense of belonging for you. So number one is academic advising. So when you come to BGSU, you are assigned a professional advisor. They are your person. If you have any questions, they're the one that you can go to, and they can refer you to the appropriate resource. They can let you know. They usually have an answer for you. But your professional advisor, you're required to meet with them. You'll meet with them at orientation in the summer, and then you'll meet with them in the fall and in the spring semester of your first year. You're required to meet with them before you can register for classes, and that's because they help with course planning. They can help make sure you're taking the appropriate courses in the right order so that you're setting yourself up to graduate on time. We don't want you to be here for 6 or 7 years. We want to make sure that you're following your course sequencing and that you're ready to graduate when it's time. They also help with major exploration. So the national average is students change their major 3 times. That's totally fine. That's absolutely normal, but they can help make sure that the program that you're in is the right fit. So if you're not enjoying the classes that you're taking, they can talk that through with you, and they might be able to make some recommendations on other programs that would be a better fit, even if it's not within our college. And then they also help with resource referral. So if you have a particular need, let's say you're struggling in a class, they can refer you to the Learning Commons, and they can help you get connected with a tutor that way. Our counseling center, if you want to get involved on campus, that's another great way. They also have at the Learning Commons academic coaching. So if you need help with time management and study skills, they can refer you there. Basically, we have a lot of resources on campus, and we don't want to make it you figure them all out, right? We want to make sure that you can get referred to those resources, and our advisors can help you with that. You will also be assigned a faculty mentor. So that's somebody in your junior and senior year who is assigned to you once you're comfortable with all the BG processes and registering for classes, and you understand you're kind of an expert at BG. Your faculty mentor is that person that helps launch you after graduation. So they are faculty in your program. They've lived the life of an educator, or they've worked in the interior design field or sport management field, and they can help you with that job market. So they know what kind of things do you want to see on your resume. They can help you with internships and things like that. So all 4 years, you have somebody who is dedicated to you, helping you with everything BGSU and everything related to your courses. So just know that you will always have somebody that you can contact if you have any questions, and that's got your back and making sure you're going to graduate on time. We also have a lot of updates with classrooms, labs, and resources on campus. So anywhere you go on campus, there's always updates happening. I can tell you campus looks very different to what it was like when I was a student on campus back in 2006. So we have what we call active learning classrooms. Again, if you have a chance to visit campus, come to the education building, check out Olds Camp. We've been doing updates all over campus, but active learning classrooms, basically the chairs move around, the tables move around. They're conducive for more discussion rather than just sitting in a chair, staring at a PowerPoint and leaving. We want to make sure that you're engaging in dialogue and you're learning from each other. And so our classrooms are set up in a way that it kind of encourages that to happen. And we are the College of Education and Human Development. So we really know what is the best way to educate, and it's through that interactive piece. So a lot of our classrooms on campus are active learning classrooms. We have the Technology Resource Center that is located on the second floor of the education building, and it is for all students in our college. So again, you don't have to be an education major to use the Technology Resource Center. It is a computer lab that also has a lot of different craft supplies. There's a 3D printer, there's poster printers. They have those Cricut machines that you can cut out letters for bulletin boards, or if you need to do some sort of poster presentation, if you need to take out a whole classroom set of iPads, that's an opportunity for you. Video camcorders if you need to record yourself teaching. There's a lot of resources there. My favorite piece is that you can also do photocopies for free. So there's a small fee that you pay every semester to use the Technology Resource Center that's kind of built into your tuition. It's about $15 a semester, $15 a semester to use the Technology Resource Center. However, you can save way more than $15 in printing if you use our photocopies, which is free. So what I recommend is you make friends with people in your classes, have one person print the article for the week and then photocopy it for everybody else. Also, if you're a teacher, you're going to be making a lot of classroom copies. You can do that in the Technology Resource Center. And then last but not least, we have our library. Our library has tons of resources. That's where the Learning Commons is located for tutoring. There's a lot of great study spaces. There's a lot of just different resources in terms of things that you might need to use for your papers. But the second floor of the library is dedicated for education majors. So there is lesson planning, there's puppets. If you're going into early childhood education, you can use puppets. There's a lot of different books that you can use. Everything on the second floor is for education majors specifically. So that's definitely something you want to check out if you're thinking about going into education. Another way that we help kind of build that sense of belonging is through learning communities, which you may have heard of before. I like to think of learning communities as a more intense student organization that you can be involved in because there's that living component. You're living together on campus. So there's about 20 learning communities on campus total. Two are housed within our college. One is ECHO, which is Educators in Context and Community, and the other one is called EDHD Learning Community or Education Human Development Community. The ECHO Learning Community is specifically for education majors. There's a $300 per semester fee that you pay in your first year, and then that fee is reduced every year after that if you choose to stay involved. It's housed within the McDonald Residence Hall, and you'll take Intro to Education together. You'll have a 1 credit hour course or seminar that you take, so you're seeing those people every week. And then you get 30 hours at least of field experience per semester being a part of ECHO. So that's in addition to any field experience you're getting in your classes, which you're going to get a lot. You get field experience every year. But if you just want, to stand out a little bit more, get a little bit more experience in the field, ECHO is a great way to do that. You can stay in it for 1 year, you can stay in it all 4 years. That's totally up to you. They have mentors, they do programs. It's a great way to get to know people in education specifically. The other learning community is Education and Human Development Learning Community, and it's open to all students within the college, so you don't have to be an education major. It does social and academic programming. It's really just for first-year students, so it's really helping you with that transition from high school to college, helps you get to know people. Again, it's housed in the McDonald Residence Hall, so similar to ECHO, so you'll be living in the same space together. This one currently has no cost, but we're looking to add a fee of $75 per semester, and that would just pay for programming, shirts, things like that, community building in general. And you take a 1 credit hour course together your first semester to make sure you're comfortable with all the BG resources and you're kind of doing the things that you need to be doing. Mentors assigned to you to help, if you have questions, and then we do programming throughout the year. So it's a great way to meet people. So I recommend looking into these learning communities. They're a great way to build community with other people within the college. It's a built-in support system. Certainly not required, but they're really great resource for you. So definitely check them out. We also have tons of student organizations on campus. So my piece of advice to students is always join 2 student organizations at least. You can always join more, but 1 student organization should be with your majors. All of our majors have a student organization dedicated to them. So join that organization. So for example, Sport Management Alliance. Join Sport Management Alliance. You get to know people in your program. They do conferences every year. A lot of times they'll go to the Super Bowl, so that's some really great experience. And there's a faculty advisor for the Sport Management Alliance, so you're getting to know faculty in the program. So there's a lot of great professional development, and you can build leadership skills if you want to become a part of the executive board of that student organization. So always join a student organization for your major. The other recommendation I have is join a student organization that has nothing to do with your major. So that's something that's just something that's fun. It could be an activity that you just enjoyed. So if you want to join intramural sports, I was a part of something called Game and Anime Music Ensemble. So I play violin, and we played music from video games and anime, and we would perform every year, and we would go to conventions as well. And that was just something I enjoyed doing. It had nothing to do with my major, but it was a great way for me to meet people and to unwind and just build that sense of community on campus. So it was a really great experience for me. I was involved all 4 years. It's also a great way to build a network. So when you're applying for jobs, you're going to know people all over because you're going to meet people outside of your major and within your major, and that can really help you down the road when you're looking for a job. And then every year we have something called Campus Fest. So there's a picture down below there. And Campus Fest is usually within the first 2 weeks of the semester. And you go and you can learn about all the student orgs. So almost every student organization has a table. You can sign up, you get free food, you get free shirts. It's a great way to kind of see what's out there, get your feet wet, and really see if there's an organization for you, which I guarantee that there is. So I highly recommend going to Campus Fest. And then our college has student ambassadors who are student leaders within our college. So they've been nominated by faculty, they went through a rigorous interview process, and now they're there to support you. So we do programs every semester or every month, and they can help be kind of a resource for you. And you'll be hearing from student ambassadors in your first year. You'll have an ambassador assigned to you, so you can always reach out to them if you have any questions. And just a shameless plug, I recommend following our Instagram at BGSU EDHD. We do Takeover Tuesdays, so you can learn more about what students in our different majors are doing typically during the week. So I definitely recommend checking out our Instagram. Next piece, I just want to talk about how our college stands out and how we help you to stand out so that you can get a job after graduation, because ultimately that's the goal, right? So number one is how we stand out. So BGSU, College of Education and Human Development, comes from a rich tradition. So back in 1910, we started out as Bowling Green State Normal School. And if you're not familiar with what a normal school is, it's a teacher training institution. So we started out as preparing teachers for the classroom. That was the whole premise of BGSU as a whole. Clearly, we have grown since then, and we have many other programs, but we are the foundation of BGSU. We've been doing this for a long time. That's why BG is really well known for education. And just so you're coming from a long line of tradition, and you can say that you were from the original college at BGSU, which I think is really great as well. If you ever have a chance, again, to visit campus, outside of the education building, there's the Little Red Schoolhouse, which I have pictured here. It was built in 1875 and moved to campus in 1975. And it's really on campus to remind us of our tradition of being a normal school and how we're dedicated to education. And it used to be a working classroom. So I think it was like kindergarten to 12th grade with 30 students. So imagine having a class with, a kindergartner. But it's there to remind us of the BG tradition, and the heart of BGSU is education. And then I just want to explain the picture with the cows. Just so you know, all teachers back in the day had to take a class called dairy and milking. So our teachers were prepared for agriculture as well. So that's not a class that's required anymore. But that picture was taken in the basement of Mosley Hall, which was recently renovated. So it does not look like this anymore. But just know you'll probably have a class there, and you can share the fun fact that there used to be cows in the basement for teachers to take a class about how to milk and take care of cows. Scholarships, I always like to mention. I think that's incredibly important. So not only does BGSU in general offer a scholarship that's based on ACT score and GPA, typically we want to see a ACT score of about 20, a minimum ACT score of 20, and at least a 3.0 high school GPA, and then you're eligible for scholarships just based on that. The link there to the scholarship calculator, you can plug in your ACT score and GPA and see what you're eligible for. But we also have other scholarships. This link is a way to look up the scholarships, but once you're admitted to BGSU, which I recommend, apply, create your BG account, even if you're not 100% set on BG, it doesn't lock you into BG, but you can start applying for scholarships usually October 1st through your BGSU account. And it's easier to do that than looking up through the scholarship guide, because it's just right at your fingertips, and you can apply for the scholarship right then and there through your BGSU account. So in addition to the scholarship that's just general ACT GPA, we also have a scholarship, many scholarships offered through the College of Education and Human Development. So back in 2019, 229 students received over $380,000 worth of scholarships from our college alone. So that's not talking about any other outside scholarships or BG in general scholarships. My number one piece of recommendation for students when applying for scholarships is do the ones that require you to write something like an essay, because that's going to weed a lot of people out. No one wants to write essays. So that's a really great way to kind of, stand out a little bit when you're applying for scholarships. But another piece of advice I have is apply for scholarships every year. Do not stop at applying your freshman year or your first year at BGSU. There are scholarships for continuing students. So make sure you're applying for scholarships every year. Another recommendation I have is to complete the FAFSA. The FAFSA is basically just going to let us know kind of how much money you can contribute to your education, but a lot of scholarships want to see the FAFSA completed. So it is highly recommended that you do that. Study abroad, just know that there is an opportunity to study abroad for every major within our college, okay? So if you are even remotely interested in studying abroad, I have two pieces of advice for you. Number one, talk to your academic advisor as soon as you meet with them and let them know you're thinking about it. So that'll be at orientation during the summer. Let them know that you're considering study abroad, and they can kind of give you an idea of what's typical for your program. And then in the fall semester, when you first come to campus, go to the Education Abroad office and attend one of their initial kind of informational meetings so you can learn more about study abroad and then meet one-on-one with somebody to learn about the opportunities for your program, okay? Some students will study abroad for an entire semester, so 15 weeks. Other options that tend to be less expensive is doing it over winter session, which is that time in between fall and spring semester, or over the summer, which is what I did. I went to New Zealand for about a month, and it was an amazing opportunity. So if you ever have the opportunity to study abroad, I highly recommend it. There are often scholarships available. Sometimes when you're taking classes abroad, the tuition remains the same, so you're paying for just, staying there and the travel, but you're not paying any extra to take classes abroad. So just know the opportunity is there for all of our programs. Some programs it's a little bit easier to fit in if you do it over winter session over the summer, and it tends to be less expensive that way. For our education majors, we do have a relationship with Keele University in England, and students will typically do that their sophomore year. So again, it's really important you talk to your advisor about your interest in studying abroad early on so they can plan your schedule and help you do that. One thing to look out for when you're looking at programs, regardless of where you end up going, so BG or elsewhere, make sure your program has the required field experience and internship built into your program, okay? So all of the programs in our college, you are getting some sort of internship or you're going to go to student teaching, okay? So you're getting real world experience. That is where you build networks. That is where you build comfort in applying what you've learned in the classroom to the real world. It's how you get somebody to write you a letter of recommendation. And if that place is hiring, the likelihood of them hiring you is pretty high if you treat that experience like a professional experience. Because why wouldn't they hire you? My husband, where he did his student teaching, he's teaching there 10 years later because he treated it in a professional manner and they were hiring. Because you know the school, you know the system, you know the teachers, you know how everything works. It makes sense to hire you. And it's going to be the same like that for your internships as well. So again, my just piece of advice when you're looking at programs, see if there's a required internship built in. As someone that did not have a required internship for their program, I wish I had, because guess who didn't get an internship and get that real world experience? Me. And that, I think, made it a little bit harder when I was looking for jobs at first. So highly recommended to look for programs with those built-in internships, and our programs have that. And then last but not least is go far. So we want to talk about how we help launch you after we've prepared you well at BGSU. What's next? So of BGSU in general, 97% of graduates report being in graduate school, starting their own business, or employed within 6 months of graduation. Okay. And our college is a little bit higher than that at about 97.5%. And again, I think a lot of it has to do with that required internship. So again, very, very important to get that real world experience within your program. And then our Career Center is there to support you even after graduation. So as an alumni, you can still get help if you need somebody to look over your resume or to help you with a cover letter. We have job fairs that you can attend as well, even as an alumni. BGSU has the largest teacher job fair in the state. We bring in over 20 states who want to hire our graduates. I had a student ambassador that I worked with who was offered a job, I want to say it was in North Carolina, at the teacher job fair. I know people who've worked in Florida and Texas and Alaska. Las Vegas area tends to be popular as well. So one, people want our grads, but two, this should make you feel good. If you're thinking about moving out of state, the transferability of Ohio licensure, it works pretty well, and it does transfer to a lot of states because we see a lot of states coming in and wanting our grads. And then we also have job expos in the fall and the spring, and that's for internships. So it's not just teacher education, but if you're on that human development side or you're interested in getting an internship over the summer, attend one of the job expos that is held by the Career Center. We also, that are college specific, We had the sport management career fairs for sport management majors, developing connections for our human development and family studies majors. And then again, just a reminder that that field experience is a really great connecting tool as well to help you find a job. So to wrap up, I wanted to list my contact information on there. If you have any specific questions about your program, I want to make sure you reach out to me. I can connect you with the right people. I can answer your questions. But I also want to explain the other kind of handouts that we have on our website so you know what you're looking for. So number one are our check sheets. The check sheets are a list of every class that you need to complete at BGSU to graduate. It can be incredibly helpful if you're a transfer student or if you've taken some College Credit Plus or post-secondary courses and you want to see how they apply to your program. You can email me as well. So if you have an unofficial transcript, send it to me. I can give you an unofficial audit just to give you an idea of how those classes will fit into your program if you're not really sure how to read that check sheet. There's a handout called the Welcome Handout that has some general information that I get from basically the questions I get from students when I meet with them. So it has important phone numbers, financial aid information, scholarship information, and just some important dates that you might find helpful. And then I've also included on our website a handout for action. So if you want to go into teaching math or science, there's a scholarship program that you might want to look into. So there's a handout for that. There's a handout for our honors college as well. And then I have some field experience handouts. So just know that those are the handouts that are available to you. And again, I want you to reach out to me if you ever have any questions about our programs. So hopefully this presentation helped give you a general overview of our college and some basic information for you as a prospective student. I hope you have a chance to visit BGSU and really get a sense of the campus feel, because that's that piece of feeling like home is so, so important. And if you want to schedule a visit or you want to work with me to do that, again, you can always reach out, choover@bgsu.edu. Again, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you consider BGSU, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.